Hi all, my name is Angelina Mideros and I am 22 years old. I am going to give a few spoken words and I hope you enjoy what I have to say. Please God, let me stay in the light of day and not travel to the dark part of the night. 9 lives are what cats are given, and I believe they get a bad rap. I'm gonna tell you something about myself before I get in, and hopefully this lets you know me a little bit better. I'm going to be Ash from Pokémon this year, and in times like this, I think it's important to continue to stay strong and test the waters when we feel that they need to be tested. The evils of the world know that we all know they are full of shit. Let's continue our love and not get sucked into their distractions. It's important to stay vigilant and be warriors as our loved ones raised us to be. Being the very best that you can be is not being selfish. It's what you've got to do. Understand this, please. And I hope that all realize that the hate that the white supremacy is not okay with the strong girl like me. My mama raised me to be a strong individual, and maybe if my daddy was still in my life, dragging me down to hell with all of his negativity, I would be weak-minded, like he wanted me to be. But unlike me, you can start young girls and boys and anything that you may self-identify with. Although living is the longest thing you'll ever do on this earth, if you're not paying very close attention, things will get swept under the rug. And in a time like the future, are we going to make our ancestors proud? Or are we going to continue to disgrace them within our melting pot of a country? Why on earth would America want to go back in time? Yes, I agree the music has a certain nostalgia that has a good beat, but once you start really listening to the words, you hear that it's all full of propaganda that just wants to keep us locked down and in control instead of trying to build us up. They keep us in doubt and self-pity. And I'd like to say no thank you to that. And thank you for reintroducing Alexander Hamilton in my life in a way that I could understand and listen to every day. I wanted, when I graduated from Breckenridge High School in 2013 at the age of 17, to be successful in my life so that I could provide for my family. But as one of the youngest in my class, and also probably the most naive, I lacked focus towards the end of my college journey in 2015. But please don't get distracted, my peeps. Don't get distracted. Stay focused. And please don't play the game with cruel intentions. If you feel no one understands you, the reason is probably because it's not your time. Either your time has passed or it hasn't happened yet. Let's say the white supremacy, I'd say shut the fuck up because your time has fucking passed, bitch. But please don't forget me, because one day they'll all come back and say, hey, I knew that girl. So sad she's dead now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not selling my soul, and I don't plan on dying anytime soon. So demons, please stay away from me, because my soul does not belong to you. My soul belongs to my Father Almighty. And you might say that sounds a little Christian, but what I'd say to that is, who the fuck cares? It's what I was raised on and what I choose to believe. It's a part of me, and yes, I have my self-doubts, but I have to believe this. I tell myself for my sanity that that's completely normal, and to get through my day with a smile on my face. It's choosing to believe I'm not alone, even when I feel that I am. I always have someone to talk to. It just so happens to be God. the voice inside my head. I've always had a relationship with the voice in my head, and I know this may seem like a pity party when I say this, but the people of our world can be mean. And they have been mean to me. Yeah, like the peeps during Easter. They are soft, sparkly, and all unique in their own ways and color. But when I bite into them, it's not deliciousness that I taste. It's all of the sugar that has been created and what Americans crave and are addicted to now. Going a withdrawal? And you thought it was the drugs. Silly girl. Tricks are for kids. That's the lies again. It helps you I believe weed helps us more than we can comprehend, and it's sad to see the criminalization, and I hope to see more decriminalization in our world. But it's the hatred that keeps it locked down. And what I see on the news makes me feel bad, but not enough to go out. This is my way.
From the moment I read them, I knew you were mine.
I know it's not healthy for me, and believe me, I've made myself sick. But let me tell you that I've allowed myself to sit in self-pity. And don't ask me how I know, but my heart will probably be the way I'll go. Please don't cry for me. I still have time to change. You see, I've opened my eyes to the world, and I'm trying to spread some self-worth. Self-worth. It may not be much when you first hear the words that I've said, but if you don't understand them, please re-listen, and re-listen, and re-listen. But if I could ask you one thing, it's to ask yourself why. Why the next time you feel completely compelled to wrath and self-doubt? A history of hate is not something you people should be proud of, and I'm so glad that you feel neglected. But hear me roar as I tell you off, because look again at those numbers you praise, and you'll see that America's minority is actually the majority. So please, shut up and think for a second. The next time you want this place to go back to what it was, remember where you came from, and remember where you'll go after that happens. You won't be staying here, and this won't be America. This won't be white America. You see, if you want everyone to go back to where we came from, you're going to go back to Europe. You're going to go back to Europe, where you came from, because like you are an immigrant. I'm sure this is the very thing that you ask yourself when you're all alone. Is this message the very best one? But don't trust me, because I ain't got no college degree. But just wait, and you'll see that I'll get it in engineering. You see, because once I've got my focus, there's no stopping me. And once I achieve my dreams, you'll wrath the day that you've ever double-crossed me. I somewhat feel like a Khaleesi. You see, once you get to know me, you might see what I see. Sometimes I say one thing and believe another, but I guess you'll just have to wait and sit and have an interview with me. I respect all of you who have stood up and said the right things. But when times are bad, it's important to stay strong. It's upsetting to see how much heartbreak America has gone through. But how much more must we go through before we grow up? Hopefully we grow up before it's too late. I personally am not afraid to die. I know this seems crazy, but you see, I'm actually one who believes in an afterlife. And yes, I've sinned like the rest. But after every sin, I always try to apologize in the end. Even if I feel like I'm not right, and sometimes even though I feel like I am completely right, and I'm only apologizing to my loved ones because I feel that they want me to apologize, I do believe that I am naive and know nothing. I'm sorry, Mama, but I will not bite my tongue this time. I know you don't understand why I'm choosing a creative lifestyle. But please remember that I will get my engineering degree because I've got engineering in my sight, and I've got to learn my skills so that I can create what I want to see in this world. What I want to create is nothing outrageous, don't get me wrong. Let me be more specific so my audience can get to know me a little better. I'm thinking of going for computer engineering so that later on in my life I can create my story with my main ideas, inspired about my life, my friends, and all the things that have happened to me to make the girl that you see. I aspire to be an animator. And I think that the wisdom that I have only comes from suffering. And I'm not trying to say that I'm a chosen one, because that goes against my morals. But maybe I've chosen to appear in a time like now to create hope for the end of times. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that I have enlightened anyone who didn't feel the same as me, or have spoken words of truth to ones that do feel the same as me. I hope you all have a blessed life.